Alester, it is important that I speak with you.
What is it, little sister?
I am sorry for the cold welcome during the burial. I lied to myself by saying that you no longer meant anything to me. When Harwin informed me that you were helping Ryman handle the rioting, I was afraid something would happen to you. I would never have forgiven myself.
Do not worry, little sister. I have returned.
Are you planning to remain at Riverspring?
I will restore Riverspring to its former glory.
How do you intend to do that?
I have decided to seek an audience with the Queen at the Red Keep in order to reclaim my titles and inheritance.
You do not have to do that, Alester. You know, I have reached an agreement with the Queen. If I wed R'llor, the Crown will once again recognize the sovereignty of a lord at Riverspring, and will agree to help us.
Yes, Harwin spoke of it to me, and it only reinforces my determination.
Don't be a fool, Alester. If the Queen were to take insult from your approach, we could lose everything.
I know that, but this marriage would mean the end of Riverspring. You do not know the true nature of R'llor.
I am well aware of that vulture's reputation. He and I have nothing in common, but unfortunately he is close to the Queen. House Lannister is the richest house in Westeros, and one of the most powerful. With a faithful vassal such as R'llor, they will surely help us.
I see your point of view, sister, but I will not allow R'llor to share a future with House Sarwyck. I spoke to Harwin, and he told me that father had banished him, and rightly so. I would not have you make such a sacrifice to keep Riverspring in the family.
I'm sorry, but I cannot share your optimism, brother. I hope your words will move the Queen. I bid you take...
Let's speak now that we are alone, Harwin. Tell me of Garwin. I remember little of him as a child. He was restless, but not bad at heart.
He has certainly grown up since then. His relationship with your father had become increasingly strained these past few years.
To what extent?
Well, their arguments had become increasingly violent. Several days before his death, your father disinherited Gawain. As a son of a noble family, to be disinherited is a fate worse than death. This could be reason enough for Gawain to commit the unforgivable.
But there is no solid evidence of that, is there?
No, just theory. However, since this happened, Gawain has disappeared.
Would you know where he might have gone?
He enjoyed visiting your men, sir, in King's Landing.
I happen to be going there to seek an audience with the Queen. I will see if I can find him. My priority is to get my titles back. I will become the lord of these lands as my father wished. I will find a way to stop the marriage. R'llor will not have Riverspring.
The Seven be praised. It is a relief to hear it.
But before all else, I must inform the priesthood of my decision.
Your old bedchamber is still there. Lord Rh'llor did not want it touched. I ask that it be readied in the hope of your arrival.
I thank you, Harwin.
evening, Master Alester.
Good evening, Master Betharios.
What news from your stay on the other continent?
The news is quite dark, I'm afraid. I pray that R'llor will light my path. My family and my house have not fared well. I cannot return to Braavos. I must take my rightful place here.
The night is dark and full of horrors, my brother. I understand that you may not leave your people to wander blindly, far from the light of R'llor. But in making this choice, does it mean that you have decided to leave our order?
I did not say that. I am and will remain devoted to R'llor until I die. The fact that I remain in Westeros in no way changes my dedication to our temple. Quite the contrary.
What do you mean?
I believe that our organization would do well to have a Lord of Westeros devoted to our cause. The light of R'llor will shine upon my subjects and neighbors.
I see. Well, we can only encourage such initiative. Our order has little representation on the continent of Westeros.
I may need you to send me Denyo to help me in this task.
It will be done. No more than the two of you, though. I will inform the rest of the clergy of your decision and your devotion, Master Alester. May the light watch over you.
I thank you, Master Betharios. May the light watch over you as well.
Riverspring has recognized his authority, and it would seem that he has decided to stay for good.
Indeed. I spoke to him about it, and he has decided to take on his responsibilities here.
Maester Harwin, do you truly believe that he has a chance of changing the Queen's mind?
Have confidence in your brother, Ilyana.
I don't doubt my brother. I doubt R'llor.
Worry not, little sister. Harwin, prepare for my voyage. I'm leaving for King's Landing in order to request an audience with the Queen. R'llor as my witness, I will be the new master of Riverspring.
Mors! Mors! By the gods, Mors. Only you would take on so many wildlings on your own. I was afraid we'd arrived too late.
My hide has always been tough enough. But you did take your time, my friend.
The bastards certainly made us run. But truthfully, you didn't leave very many for us.
Despite all that, I owe my life to you and your men.
My honor for the wall. My life for my brothers.
Corin. There was another ranger with me. A little thief from Fleabottom. I stationed him up there with his bow. Did you see him?
Neither him nor his body. You're the only survivor we found.
I see. I'll try to find out what happened to him. I must find him before reporting to Lord Commander Mormont.
The Night's Watch lacks the strength it once had. The wildlings should never have been able to travel this far in the gift.
Take nothing for granted. Nothing lasts forever. We know that better than anyone.
I'll have my men sweep the area until our builders arrive to block up the opening. We'll take care of the slain. Good luck finding the boy, brother.
My thanks. I am greatly indebted to you, Corin. Very well. I left Poddy over there. Where Where did he go? He was supposed to be posted over here. Something happened here. If Gorn's men had killed Poddy, there would be traces of blood. He must have dropped his bow and abandoned this position when Gorn came upon us. I'll follow his tracks to find out where he ran off to. signs show that Poddy was alone. There can be no doubt. The Craven wasn't being chased by wildlings. He just ran. He headed south through the forest, straight towards Morstown. If I don't catch him before he gets to the village, I'll lose his trail for good. This boy seems hot-tempered. I can feel his hostile nature from here.
My lord, you're a brother of the Night's Watch, are you not?
Yes. Why?
No reason. I was just curious. It's rare to come across your sort alone in the forest.
Speaking of which, what are you doing here?
I'm not alone, my lord. My family's not far.
Your family, you say? What brings you to this area?
Nothing special. We're always traveling, here and there. We buy, we barter, we sell.
You should join them. These woods may be under the protection of the Night's Watch, but it is not safe to walk here alone.
Very well, my lord.
Silence. Someone's coming.
Good day, my lord.
Have you perchance seen a brother of the Night's Watch passing through recently?
A young man, dressed in black, eh? Yes, we saw him. He didn't stop, just took off running like a fox. Aaron, do you want to show our Night's Watch friend the way?
Very well.
You don't see many crows around.
I hope so.
How so?
You know of Molestown, correct?
Only village around. And there are whores there. So, inevitably.
Exactly. And a Black Brother's place is at the wall, not between some whore's thighs.
Well, a bit of fucking never hurt anyone.
That's not the issue. And anyway, it's none of your business.
I see.
Greetings, my lord, from the Night's Watch. Well played. Another fool falls into our trap.
I don't like your tone.
Oh, no reason to get upset. If you cooperate, we won't do you any harm. Give me your purse, your boots, your weapons, and all the rest of your valuables.
You don't know who you are speaking to, scum.
Indeed, a brother of the Night's Watch. Funny, isn't it? You're in charge of keeping the peace, and we've gone and robbed you.
Have you ever noticed how sometimes you come across a man best left alone? I am such a man.
That man is completely mad.
2 little whelps and their father. I won't even break a sweat.
You're right. After all, the more madmen, the merrier. This way, my friend. We have a customer.
I prefer this.
Since you don't wish to cooperate, we'll just help ourselves. Have mercy, my lord. Spare me, and I'll tell you where our stash is buried. You won't regret it. You'll be rich.
Tell me where you hid it. I want details.
We buried the coin we collected. It's in the area surrounding the campfire. You'll find it easily. Half of our loot is tucked away behind the bushes. There's a little hidden place, and the rest was buried near the hollow trunk, at the top of the hill. Now I beg of you, keep your promise and let me go.
What promise? Your coin will feed the Night's Watch, and you will feed the crows. These imbeciles can always try their tricks in the 7 hells. Now let's return to Poddy. had hidden it well, but you need more than that to fool me. This coin would serve us better, rather than waste it on whores. It wasn't so difficult to find after all. Now, this coin won't end up in a slut's purse, now or ever.
Empty your pockets straight away.
Do not come any closer.
I will do as I please. I'm a deserter from the Night's Watch, and I'm being pursued by armed men. I've nothing left to lose. Hurry! Don't make me strike you.
Body, that filth. Fear oozes from his pores. He fled before wildlings, and now he threatens a woman. He does not deserve a second chance. Might as well get this over with here and now.
Get this flea-ridden mother!
Done with this craven. It's time I returned and brought word of the Icemark mission to Mormont.
Ah, Mors, you're expected by the Lord Commander. He put me on lookout for you and ordered that you be sent to him as soon as you arrived.
Mormont will have to wait a while. There are things I want to take care of before I go to see him.
Very well, Mors. One of Halfhand's men told us of the events that occurred at Icemark.
I know. Winter is coming. You may go warm yourself, Rh'llor. I shall go see Mormont.
The Lord Commander wrote to the King. He'll send us recruits, you'll see.
Robert Baratheon? Don't make me laugh. At best, they'll empty their dungeons and then expect us to give thanks.
We need men to hold the wall. Once they take the oath, they're our brothers. The Night's Watch must survive. That's all that matters.
two of their scouts and followed them. We knew that there must have been more of them out there. On the other hand, what we didn't know was that Gorn was leading them. When we got to Icemark, they'd already run into Kragan's patrol. The sounds of the Butcher and his men fighting led us right to them. We arrived in the midst of the fighting. You should have seen it. The Butcher mowed them down like wheat in a field. Without their bows, those sons of bitches would have had no chance against him. We got into our formation, the half-hand raised an arm, and our arrows darkened the sky. The wildlings fell like flies. You should have seen it. If you ask me, we won't see them in the gift any time soon. We had been tracking those damned wildlings for more than a week. We came upon two of their scouts and followed them. We knew that there must have been more of them out there. On the other hand, what we didn't know was that Gorn was leading them.
Look how they're gorging themselves. I've always wondered where Bowen Marsh finds the food to feed us all.
Jaw, Lothar told me that you wanted to see me as soon as I arrived.
Yes. One of Quarren the Half-Hand's men arrived before you and told me what happened at Icemark. Have you found Poddy? Or his remains?
Poddy deserted. I tracked him down in the forest north of Molestown and managed to kill him just as he was attacking a young girl. I also took care of a couple of cutthroats I came across as they prepared to ambush passers-by.
Raiders so near to Castle Black. If only we had enough men to send more patrols deep into the gift. So, not a single one of these green boys will have survived his first day as a brother of the Night's Watch. I know enough about what happened there for now. Mors, there is another matter we must discuss. I don't know if you noticed the soldiers with the blue tabards downstairs. They're the men of Jon Arryn, the King's Hand.
Ah, the men you told me about before I left for Icemark. Those who came to meet me.
Yes. According to their message, they were looking for one of the heroes of Stag's Mount. You are the only one here who fits that description.
Do we know more about what they want from me?
Yes. They brought me a letter written by Jon Arryn. I'll let you read it. You can see for yourself what it's about.
That sly old fox hasn't changed a whit. 15 years without a word, and all of a sudden he writes to beg a favor of me. I'm not even surprised.
Why are you receiving a personal missive from the King's Hand?
He's an old friend. We fought side by side in Robert Baratheon's rebellion. He saved my life more than once.
There is a passage that I don't understand. Mentions a girl, the darkness, and your wife, Serena. What does it mean?
Arryn is an intelligent man. This is a message only I can decipher. During the war, when we fought together, I never once used the services of a whore. Arryn knew and would tease me for it. He liked to say that I feared the darkness that lurked in brothels. I would reply that the thought of my wife was sufficient to clear away any darkness. The girl he mentions in his letter must be hidden in a whorehouse. The only one I know of nearby is in Molestown. Old Arryn knows me well. 15 years later, I'm still faithful to my wife.
It is good that you honor the chastity of our order, Mors. But are you doing it for the right reasons? Our vows are clear. We must leave behind our wives and children. If you are true to your oath, it must not be out of love for Serena, but out of respect for the Night's Watch.
I fulfill my duty, Jor. That's all you need to know. My memories are my own, and you cannot take them from me.
Be that as it may, he must have felt seriously threatened to write such a cryptic message. This does not bode well. I conferred with his emissary, Sir Godric Donnelly. He convinced me that his mission did not conflict with our duties. And if we help them, Arryn will convince King Robert to send us the recruits, materials, and supplies that we so sorely lack. Molestown is in the gift under the jurisdiction of the Night's Watch. You have my authorization to go there with Sir Godric.
Thank you, Jor. I will finally be able to repay my debt to Jon Arryn.
Remember, Mors, the Night's Watch does not interfere in politics. If, for some reason, you suspect that something is wrong, return to Castle Black.
Very well. I will go find this Godric.
Icemark.
Aye, that's an old story. The old bear must be dreaming. There'll never be enough of us to round up a garrison.
If you want my opinion, so much the better.
I presume that you are John Arryn's men. The Lord Commander spoke to me about you.
Indeed. I am the Knight Godric Donnelly, and this is my lieutenant, Jared. And you must be Sir Mors Westford.
Indeed.
John Arryn described you as one of the true heroes of the Battle of Stag's Mount. 'Tis an honor to make your acquaintance.
I knew someone named Mors Westford at one time, during the Baratheon Rebellion. A real son of a bitch, who I hold directly responsible for the death of my brother. I wouldn't have expected to find him at the wall.
Hold your tongue, Jared. We're in Night's Watch territory here. Whatever our past quarrels, we're on a mission here. Please excuse this interruption, Sir Westford. If you have read the letter, you must already know our reason for being here.
Pardon me, Sir Donnelly. I would like to clear something up with your lieutenant. Your name is Jared, isn't it? You say we met during the Baratheon Rebellion?
You don't remember me, do you? I am not surprised. I was just a simple warrior of no title at the time. I remember you well. The furious knight come from the Westerlands to help us take down King Targaryen. We fought in the same army. The man who had my brother executed, just because we'd looted a village and had our way with a couple of wenches after our victory.
You violated the laws of the Seven Kingdoms, of honor and of the faith. Leading an army requires discipline, and those who don't respect it get what they deserve.
And yet, when it was all about overthrowing King Targaryen, we violated the laws of allegiance and of honor there too. But I don't remember hearing you complain of it.
No, my loyalties were to my liege, Lord Tywin Lannister. I was abiding by the oath I took. No one asked you to pillage that village. Your brother was the captain of your band of mercenaries, and he was accountable for your actions. He paid the price for it.
At least I see that justice caught up with you in the end, Knight. I doubt you would have chosen to take the black of your own accord. You will live out your days here.
Enough, Jared. Shut it. Go get some fresh air. You need to change your tune. Forgive me, Sir Westford. Jared is a fierce fighter, but he doesn't always know when to hold his tongue. I was unaware that you two had so much history between you.
Let us return to the task that the King's Hand has entrusted us with. Indeed. I heard that John Arryn had fallen ill recently. How does he fare?
It has been some time since we left King's Landing to come north to the Wall. No news has reached our ears since then. Nonetheless, knowing the Lord of the Eyrie, it is probably nothing. He has an iron constitution. Everyone knows that.
I just hope that he has not aged too much. Very well. I believe I know where the girl is. The one John Arryn speaks of in his letter.
Perfect. I knew we could count on you. Lord Arryn only gives his trust to men of great worth. Then tell me, sir, where is she?
What do you plan on doing when you have found her?
She must be protected. I'm sorry, but I'm under strict orders. I cannot speak of our destination.
As long as you take her far from here. Castle Black is not exactly an ideal place for a young maid. According to the information given in the letter, there is no doubt about where the girl is. She is hiding in Molestown.
In Molestown? The village we passed along the King's Road?
Yes. To protect themselves from the constant cold outside, the inhabitants have built an underground passage. I will lead us there. We will no doubt find her there. Strangers are seldom seen in these parts. We'll ask the villagers about her.
Very well. Let us get on our way.
Hold on. I just received a raven with a message from King's Landing. Dark wings. Dark words.
What is it?
Let's go outside, Mors. I don't wish to speak of this in the common hall.
What's going on, Jor?
Very well. The King's Hand, John Arryn, is dead.